sit in and get with you, baby, tonight. I don't wanna love, I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna have to tell you all the things I know. I don't wanna stay, but I don't wanna go. I don't wanna be the lover in your arms. I don't wanna be the one to keep you from home. I don't wanna be the crooked person in your heart. I don't wanna stop, but I don't wanna stop. Part-time lover, how we suffer now. And I don't wanna waste no more of your precious time. I don't wanna say that everything will be fine. I don't wanna feel your tears on my skin. I'm a coward, baby, don't let me in. Part-time lover, how we suffer now. So I don't wanna sit in and get with you, baby, tonight. I don't wanna love, I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna have to tell you all the things I know. I don't wanna stay, but I don't wanna go. I am a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of war. There is no sickness, toil nor danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my mother. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going to see my brother. He said he'd meet me when I come. Hush, little darling, don't say a word. I'm gonna buy you a mockingbird. Say, darling, say. And if that mockingbird don't sing, I'm gonna buy you a diamond ring. Yes, and I know that diamond ring. Yes, I know that diamond ring is gonna shine. Darling, if you'll marry me, I'll buy you a house with a big oak tree. Say, darling, say, we'll live in the house with the big oak tree. 3 little babies on your knee. Yes, and I know that diamond ring. Yes, I know that diamond ring is gonna shine. So hush, little darling, don't say a word. I'm gonna buy you a mockingbird.
Good day, this is Thumbs United. We're continuing our work on flotations, the flotation project, the flotation series, the New York Project. So we're working on the 3D editions. Sorry, something just fell from the roof. Has me a little distracted. But, so these are, everything in purple is 3D photographs. And then everything in blue is 3D video. We're going to have to kind of do this in a multi-day. This first organization, which we're going to be dividing all the footage and photos into kind of their episodes by grouping similar subjects and similar subjects and locations together. We're going to do this again tomorrow. I realized right before I started streaming that there's another section of photographs that has to be added. So I have to go find those. And it's funny because this section is so much longer than the 4K edition. We pretty much have an hour and 30 minutes of video, and then we have like 3 hours of photography, and we have so much more photography to go through. So let's get started. I went back and I had a heart attack. I'm rendering the past casts to be uploaded to YouTube, and I opened up one file after it was edited and tried to listen to the audio, and it was just like, I can't hear anything. This whole time I've been streaming and nobody can hear anything I'm saying. But then I went and I looked at a different part of it, and then I looked at the original video, and I was like, oh phew, it's, you can hear everything. I realized how loud my mouse is though. So I was like, oh my goodness. I can hear every button click and every keystroke I make. Okay. So we're going to go through and start to find similar footage. So we're just going to start at the beginning and go all the way through. So we have airport. So we're going to take this, raise it up. So the first thing we're going to be looking for is anything to do with an airport. It's kind of the first section. We found, so we're gonna and some of this is gonna look familiar because I took 4K footage at the same time as taking 3D footage. So while they're not an exact match, there is some similar stuff. Like there's so much more from the Empire State Building, and in my opinion the 3D footage looks better than the GoPro footage. And I'm happy with how the 3D footage came out. I never quite trust the camera, and so it's always a surprise when it does. It's not a surprise when it does really well. Most of the time it does very well, but when it fails hard. And so it's always reassuring when you go back and review the footage. It's like, oh phew, it looks good. And part of that is because having the LCD monitor when you're taking the pictures, it so much is influenced by what you're doing during the day. So if it's like a bright and sunny day, what looks like is well adjusted and is actually like too washed out and way too bright, and for the image. So that's kind of a downside. I'm just going through, and we're looking for anything that has to do with an airport. I think that's the only section where there is an airport, to be honest. I know I took some photos of airplanes here, but I think that was it. That was gonna... There we go. There's our airplane. I'll raise it up a layer. There might be another airplane or somewhere around here. I worked hard today. I was supposed to do 2 streams, but I was on... Well, first off, it didn't rain. It was supposed to thunder. Last Friday when I checked the weather, it said that it was going to be thunderstorming Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But now the weather is better, and so it didn't rain. It's supposed to start raining. Well, actually, a couple hours ago, it was supposed to start raining at 7 p.m. And so it didn't. And so I took advantage of that. I was going to start at 12, but I've been having problems with that inexpensive Linux box I built it just out of spare parts. So it's like, it's not a surprise that it's having problems, because most of these parts were taken out of computers because, they didn't work. And so the RAM stick that worked like 70% of the time, it's just failed. And there's good news and bad news. The bad news is it failed, but the good news is that that company that I ordered the RAM from, I ordered it like last week. It was supposed to be 2-day shipping, and they were like obnoxious, and they're like, "Oh, you're not going to get it till like the 30th." The good news is they actually sent it. Okay, so this is it for our airport, and so that's the good news, is it's gonna be at my house tomorrow sometime in the morning. Okay, so this section is gonna be viewing from up high, so anywhere where there's kind of altitude to the photograph, if that makes sense. So the Empire State Building, that will go. So these all will go up. And I believe this is the GoPro, the Hero 2. And then these are videos from the hotel room, but they're high up, so they count as our video from up on high. So I was going to work at 12, but I spent 2 hours and a half trying to resurrect this Linux box. The Linux box is like just called tripod because it has 3 cores, and would not come back to life. It was, I'm 90% sure it was the RAM that died. So the new RAM is coming tomorrow, which is good because I thought, oh no, I'm gonna have to wait a week before it can render. And like, it was rendering really fast. It was rendering faster than some of the renders on my Windows machine, which is, hilarious because it's, 3 cores. It only had 2 gigs of RAM. But yeah, it died mid-render. So it rendered out like 4 episodes, and they're all like 2 hours each. So that's like 8 hours of video it accomplished before it went out. But so that's kind of what happened. That caused me to be late. So then I was like, oh, I have to eat breakfast. So I ate breakfast at like 2. Then I got out at 2:30. And just went to work. Started weed whacking, started blowing. And then I started edging, which is when you separate the dirt from like the sidewalk and stuff. You're essentially like carving the dirt back into where it belongs. And so it's like using a weed whacker, except instead of it being a string that goes and cuts the blades of grass or the weed or whatever you're cutting, it's actually a metal like knife that spins around really fast, so it's like extremely dangerous. And that's what goes and digs up the I don't know if to count this as up on high. I think I will. Do. So we just go. Go to about there. Raise it up so we know we selected it. So, like I said, I was blowing everything I clipped into one spot, edging around the driveway and everything. So it was a lot of work, and then I had to mow this section of the garden, and we can't fit the lawn tractor, not a lawnmower, a lawn tractor. We couldn't fit it into this garden, so it's a lot of space to mow, but so I have to do a push lawnmower. It takes about 40 minutes to do, but I finished it. So I worked 5 hours total, which is pretty good because usually I get like extremely tired at 4, but 5 hours of like hard work is like hard manual labor. That's pretty good. Okay. So this section is starting our up on high. And this is up high, but I'm not going to include all of them. I'm going to include this one. And we'll decide which one is better. Probably going to select the one without the car. Okay. So I'm going to put this back over here. And now we select our photographs and videos with footage from high up. And this is going to get, oh no. This is going to get even faster the longer we do it. Because we'll start eliminating other things. I'm going to move this over here. Okay, so now we're going to we're going to get rid of these, and then we're going to do restaurants and indoor buildings, which is what this is. So we're going to get this and move it up a layer. So then, like I wanted to do 2 streams, but like I said, I was originally going to stop working at 4:30, but then I was like, I still have energy. I can go another hour. Then it turned into another 2 hours. And then I was like, I think I'll do, 4 hours. And then it was like, you know what? I got 1 more hour of work to do. I'll do 5. So I didn't finish till like 6:30. And then no, that's not right. I finished at 7:30. And yeah, I just had to kind of make the decision: did I want to get paid, or do I want to stream, which I do for free? I was like, I need to increase my funding. So like I said, we're looking for like inside restaurants or indoor buildings, which we got here. So let's find all these good ones. And this is the same restaurant as the videos. So we'll be able to match the photographs with the 3D video, which will be nice. To be honest, I think that is the last of the images that we need. I don't think there's any more indoor ones. What I might go back and do is include the New York Public Library. We'll see. I think we'll have to, actually. because there's not enough photos and videos of the New York Project, the New York Public Library. For it to be its own episode, I think there's just video. So we'll go back and add that. And yeah, I think that was the last of the indoor buildings. Most of this is architecture from on the road or on the freeway. Okay. So the library was easy to find. This is it. Like, there's a lot of video footage. I kind of wish I took more videos. I mean, more photos. Specifically with the GoPro system, because then I could do more in terms of zoom and everything. Okay. Let's see. That was like 20 minutes. You know, without editing, and they're all pretty close together. So that's a good chunk. Do. Okay, so now we're going to go through and look for night photography. So I think that's this whole section. And if the night photography is short, then we will do it with walking photography. And so the subway will be its own section. So even though this is photographs from at night, okay, I am amending it to night photography and dusk. So I'll raise it up a layer just to find it easier again. I don't think there's a lot of night photos in the 3D photos. Especially on the road. Okay, nope. This is our whole section of night photography. I'm just kind of curious to see how long each section is. So it's a decent amount. It's 12 minutes of video. Okay, so now we're going, instead of night photography, we're going to do the opposite, where it's still walking around, but walking around during the day. I'm just going to erase this section, even though I know the next section is all walking around. And these videos, even though they're like warmer images and everything, it's actually the middle of winter. This is in January, like between January 1st and January 6th of 2016, I believe. So I'm pretty sure that's all are walking around during the day. There is that one group of photos, these ones. So from there to here. I think that's it. These parks are going to be something else, so they don't count. Okay. Just going to group it a little closer so we can get a better idea of the timing. So once we finish actually editing the 3D editions, which is going to take a long time, I've been editing like 2 months, the 4K edition, and there's already going to be, you can already tell there's going to be a lot to edit for the 3D editions. But once we're done with that, then we work with the VR edition. And the VR is that we don't have to animate anything. We just have to do the transitions, but we do have to do a lot of work to group each VR photograph. So that's going to be enjoy to work with. Okay, so we have the remaining videos, and I think they're just subway, and I'm pretty sure we don't have any photos of the subway. I will check though. You know, like 99% sure none of the photographs are on the subway. Okay, so no. I'm just clumping them into one giant group, layer upon layer. We're going to go back and separate it. So now, what we have to do is organize the photographs. So all the mixtures, the photographs and videos, have been, combined. And then this last section is just going to be the 3D photographs. We have to group those together. So let's get to it. So we're pretty much going to be looking for here we go. I know what we'll do. We will do I had an idea of what I wanted to group by. Okay, so we'll do it. Anywhere there's a bridge, we are going to select it. Because I specifically went through and selected a lot of images with bridges and everything. So I'm going to get them all together. And this counts too. Being on the bridge, going under the bridge. Do. And then we're gonna do an episode of just in the city. Like, I have a lot of this bridge. This is the route to from Long Island into New York City. I'm actually going to include tunnels. Here we go. Here's another section of bridges. These are the images that I'm not quite sure about the quality of. Like I said, when these are from the JVC camera, and whenever I try to shoot manually, like the LCD just straight up lies. I wish I had a viewfinder, but it does not. So what looks good while you're shooting, it can be way off base and not actually good once you look at it on the computer. So we'll have to do test renders to make sure it looks good. I renders. We always have to do test renders. So I was like half joking about selecting bridge ones. I mean, I knew there were a few photographs of the bridges, but I had no idea it was this many. Like, this is a lot. This is enough to be a couple of episodes. Okay, so we finally got everything. Now we're just gonna group it all together slowly. You know what else I can do? I just thought of this. We will put them all down here. And we will slide everything away. Slide this up there. And I just want to get an idea of the actual time. So we're just gonna, oh my goodness, I haven't saved in forever. Okay, so it's 35 straight minutes of just bridge photos, which is good, but it might be combined with something else, like something with a video, so it would be even longer. Okay, I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, the next section we're gonna do is, well, first we're gonna bring this all down a layer, or a couple of layers. We're going to find, like, photos like this that are actually in the city, in New York City or Brooklyn. Okay. So I'm going back to finding those in the city photographs. So this is just getting off the freeway. I'll include that. And what's nice about this is that they're all kind of grouped together as they were shot. And this is going into Brooklyn. And there's a lot of driving through there. And pretty much after we've selected a lot of them, it's pretty much going to be whatever's left over is its own episode. So this is going into Manhattan. So yeah, so these photographs, they're in Manhattan. The park is going to be its own kind of episode. And this is back in, I believe it's Brooklyn. It's a nicer part of Brooklyn. It's like right on the edge of Manhattan and Brooklyn, I believe. I have to look on a map to find out for sure. Okay, so this is back going through Brooklyn. This is with the JVC camera, and 3D. 3D. And so as we do this, it's going to get a lot faster. And again, this is going to take 2 days. Tonight I have to go find the other photography footage. And then we're going to add it to this project and sort through that. So there's an incredible amount of extra footage. So already this kind of in the city photography is quite large. So again, we're just gonna select the bottom and scoot it all the way. So everything that's left, this is the photos from in the city, mainly while driving. I don't like the way it's lagging. That's why I'm saving. Okay. This is like an hour of just photography in the city. So I'll add it to the layer up here. And I'm pretty sure it's like everything that's left is going to be its own section. What we will do is we'll go get the park. Well, first things first, we have to put this back on the bottom layer. Okay, so now we're gonna find all the footage from the park. And then we're gonna get this other greenery. So I guess what we can do is we can find anything with a lot of trees in it. Which would be all this. That goes up there. And like bright green, like it needs to be sunny with trees. So there's nothing really behind, but there's a lot ahead. there's some thorny bushes that I had to cut down and then transport. And oh my goodness, it was just like, I'm wearing the protective gloves, and I have two. I have one that has like the plastic, like the rubber, and the rubber ones aren't good. But then I have another pair of leather gloves, and that's what you want. You want leather working gloves. I had a pair, and it was like they lasted a really long time, and like I abused the gloves. They did well. Okay, they're not sunny, but there's a lot of tree activity. So we'll fix some of that in the color grade. And like when I was taking those pictures, I was specifically looking for a lot of trees in New York. Okay, I got the microphone off just in time. I had a huge sneeze attack. So a lot of this is just taking pictures of springtime in New York. So we'll select them. Save that for a different section. So the trees in New York episode looks like it's going to be pretty long. Pretty long. So all this is footage of just trees. wondered why it was leaving the space. There we go. Again, this is like another hour of episodes, so we'll be split up into like 3. Again, same with the other projects. I'm going to be trying to keep it at keep them at 20-minute episodes each. So that would be like an hour would be 3 episodes around 20 minutes. Okay, so we're starting to come to the end. Like I said, we'll be doing the rest of this tomorrow. And that's my fault. I assumed everything was set up, and I forgot I had to set it up in 2 different ways, 2 different parts. So the first part I set up, and then actually went back to New York in June. Yeah, it was June, and end of June and into July. And so that's a whole nother section of footage that I have to integrate. Oh, and then the other thing, we have time-lapse video, and you might be saying time-lapse isn't video, but the time-lapse like from live to tape, where it's there's time modulation and everything applied to video as though it was time-lapse photography. So we have a ton of that to go through. So we're going to have to do that, and for 3D and 4K. And then we're also like set up those projects. And then we have to, what is the word? We have to do the VR photographs. So there's still an incredible amount of episodes still to come. So now we are going to select like freeway shots. So like this one, and there's going to be a lot of freeway. So these are all freeway, and that's kind of going to be like it's essentially going to be the last section. It's kind of the last thing we left. Okay, so it looks like there's going to be room for another section, and that's going to be architecture. It's driving by architecture, but it's not straight on the freeway. So that's nice that we'll be able to get another episode out of that, and there's like a ton of it so far. So I guess it is. There are photos of the freeway. I'm not selecting them because they're more of the buildings and architecture. So shift everything this way so I can smash it all together. So it's 15 minutes of driving and pictures of the freeway. So that's pretty good. Again, there's not a lot of episodes that are too short. This one and this one are a little bit too short, but everything else seems to be good. So I think everything that's left is kind of admiring architecture. So let's just double check that it's all architectural shots. Like that one shot of McDonald's. Okay, it is. So we are done for tonight. I will be doing another 2 creative streams tomorrow. One sometime between the hours of 2 and 4 p.m. And then a late night stream sometime between 9 and 11 p.m. Eastern Time. So I want to thank everyone.